cafeteria was loud, filled with laughter and the clatter of trays. But all of it stopped when three boys surrounded a girl no one had ever seen before. She was quiet, her head down, clutching her worn-out backpack like it was the only thing she owned. Then, in one swift motion, one of them snatched it, unzipped it, and dumped everything into the trash. They laughed, thinking she'd cry. But as she slowly raised her head, the smirk on their faces faded, because her eyes carried the cold focus of someone who had stared down opponents in a boxing ring and won. Chapter 1: The Trash Can Incident. It was her first day at Crestwood High. Maya Delgado had moved from a small town across the country, and she wasn't the kind of person to start over easily. Her life had already been full of battles, some inside a ring, most outside it. She'd promised her mother she'd keep a low profile, not cause trouble, and just get through the year quietly. But Crestwood wasn't going to make that easy. The hallways buzzed with chatter as she walked in, holding onto her old black backpack. It wasn't pretty. The zippers were scratched, the fabric fraying, and the straps repaired with duct tape, but inside it was everything important to her: a sketchbook full of drawings, her boxing gloves, and a small picture of her father from before he passed away. She barely made it to the cafeteria before trouble found her. Three boys, Jason, Trent, and Kyle, the kind of kids who thought being loud made them powerful, blocked her path. "Nice bag," Jason sneered, tugging at one of the straps. "What's in it? Lunch or trash?" She stepped back, keeping her voice calm. "Please give it back." Kyle grinned. "Sure, I'll give it back." But in a flash, he yanked it from her hands. The boys unzipped it and started pulling things out. First her sketchbook, which they flipped through and mocked. Then the photo of her father, which Jason held up like a joke. Maya's jaw clenched, but she said nothing. Finally, they carried the bag to the nearest trash can, tipped it over, and dumped everything in. Food wrappers, half-eaten fries, and sticky soda residue covered her belongings. The cafeteria erupted in laughter. She quietly walked over, lifted her backpack out of the trash, and set it on the table. She didn't yell. She didn't cry. She just looked at them. And for the first time, the boys didn't laugh, because the look in her eyes was steady, unflinching, and dangerous. Chapter 2: The Gloves Come Out. The rest of the day passed with whispers following her. Some students snickered, others avoided her completely, but Maya didn't react. Instead, she walked home, cleaned her backpack, and sat in her room staring at her boxing gloves. Her father had been a professional fighter. Before cancer took him, he taught her everything: footwork, balance, speed, and most importantly, control. "Boxing isn't about throwing punches," he'd say. "It's about knowing when not to." She'd promised her mother she wouldn't get into fights. But promises have limits when respect is crossed. The next day, during gym class, the teacher announced a friendly sparring session in the school's small boxing ring, part of a sports demo week. Jason, Kyle, and Trent were there, grinning like they'd just been given the best opportunity to humiliate her again. "Ladies first." Jason smirked as he stepped into the ring with her. She slid on the gloves. The moment she tightened the straps, something in her switched. The shy new girl was gone. The whistle blew. Jason came in swinging wildly, trying to be funny, but Maya slipped every punch like she was dancing. The crowd gasped. She moved so fast that Jason's smile turned into confusion, then fear. One perfect jab to his chest sent him stumbling back. Another to his ribs made him grunt. And when she ended with a clean, controlled hook, not enough to hurt, but enough to knock the wind out of him, the gym went silent. Jason dropped to one knee, gasping. The coach stepped in. "Whoa, where did you learn that?" Maya took off her gloves and walked past Jason without a glance. "My dad taught me, and he taught me not to waste my punches." From that day on, no one called her weak, no one touched her backpack, and Jason, Trent, and Kyle couldn't even look her in the eye. Her lesson to the school was clear. Kindness isn't weakness, and silence isn't fear. Sometimes the quietest person in the room is the most dangerous one of all.